Hey everybody, welcome to another stream. My name's Corrupted2108. This is the Going Ham Hot Lap. If you are just finding my channel, first, welcome. Secondly, if the name of the title of the stream piqued your interest, the reason why I named it as such is I made a track that's 57 miles long. That track is the third iteration of my original build back on the Xbox 360 when the creator was first introduced into GTA Online. And as such, I take a random car from my collection and put it through its paces, and just for funsies for me, but for you, hopefully it's, entertaining and something that you enjoy. If you're familiar with the channel and you're coming to watch, welcome back. I thank you for all the continued support. And tonight, I know it's a little late, and I didn't stream yesterday, solely based on the fact that it was my birthday yesterday, and I said, I'm going to take the day. So, we're streaming now. I do plan on having another stream tomorrow, hopefully in the afternoon. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to be the case. As of late, I've had a lot of internet issues. I'm trying to get them all sorted out, so I apologize if I say something and it doesn't happen, and then I show up at night. That's because of the fact that I finally got all the bugs and gremlins figured out. As such, tonight is the hot lap. This is what we're driving. It's a supercar. We're kind of on a supercar streak here. So, this supercar is this. This is the Overflod Tyrant. I am not entirely sure what this car is based off of, except it another one of those randomly egg-shaped vehicles. So, but we're going to see how it does. I'm not entirely sure if this is HSW, because I customized it a long time ago. I don't think so, but I'm not sure. But strap in, grab yourself a drink. Well, grab yourself a drink, then strap in, and enjoy. Doesn't have any badging to say whether or not it's HSW or not, so I really don't know. I do plan on streaming more of Mafia: The Old Country. Like I said, with all the internet issues and whatnot that I've had, it's been rough to get streams going. And it really started it started on Tuesday when I had a power outage, and it's just been all funky ever since. Everything was fine Tuesday night. Wednesday was nothing but gremlins. Thursday was much of the same. Didn't really even out until well after 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and then like even today it's been really picky on when it just doesn't want to connect. So I've been on the phone with tech support pretty much all afternoon, all early evening, and one tech says it's one issue, another tech says it's another issue. Tonight it seems to be working just fine, so hopefully it has worked itself out. The internet likes to stream a whole slew of different things until it gets all knotted up. Virtually knotted up, I guess. So but anyway, my getting back to my point, the hot laps will continue in the evening. They'll be going back to their normal time starting this upcoming week, and I plan on finishing Mafia: The Old Country, going through Mafia 1 and Mafia 2, and then I think I already have a game or a set of games, hopefully, planned for the month of October. And I know I still have to go through all of the Resident Evil series, and that's not... I don't think that's going to happen during the month of October. I think that's going to be perhaps different times of year. Because that's something that, you can pick up and put down. Doesn't really matter too much. Zombies are kind of in season all year around. For those that have missed the live streams of the Hot Lap and have viewed the VODs on my YouTube channel, thank you once again for all the love and support on the Vapid Dominator themed week. Tremendous amount of views have been set on those videos, so thank you again very much. I do appreciate the support, whether it's views, subs, comments, whatever the case. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate all the support on both my Twitch and my YouTube channels. It's been tremendous, and I really do kind of wish I could do more themed weeks regarding like one type of car and go through the lineage of that car. At some point we will be going through the lineage of the Coquette, or the real life variant of the Corvette. can't really do much with the in-game Banshee, the Bravado Banshee, because I think there's only 3. Well, there's a grand total of, I think, 4. You've got your stock model, you've got your Benny's customized version that puts it into a supercar, you've got the GTS, and then you got the House Special Works Banshee, which is kind of like the same thing. But it still keeps it in a sports car class. So technically, you can do 4 days worth of the Bravado Banshee. But I don't know. They don't have like a lot of lineage, like cars. Like you can't just sit there and take one from the very first take a car from the very first model and then go from there. It's only been after a number of years that you could do it with the Vapid Dominator. We'll be able to do it with the Coquette. Could probably do it with the Solstice, or not the Solstice, the Sultan Solstice. The Sultan being a standardized 4-door sedan. You do have the Classic, the Sultan Classic, the Sultan RS Classic, the Sultan, and then the Sultan RS, which is a supercar. Although it really shouldn't be. But there again, you only have a small handful of cars. We'll have to play it by ear and figure it out. I do know that lineage-wise, from like the very first Coquette, the D1, all the way up to, well, in-game version D1, all the way up to D10, we can do. But that'll be later on down the road. Might try to do other themed weeks as well. More on the pop culture end of it, like the Fast and Furious series of cars, which plays into a lot of different models of cars. And that can definitely be done. That could definitely be done with probably the first couple of movies, honestly. Might be a 2-week theme. I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out and I'll announce it when it comes time. Funny, I thought that that car that passed my car was in the other lane. I love how they decided to just turn. That's really something I'm hoping that GTA 6 is better about. Like, the devs have to be better with the lack of brains that the NPCs have. Now I know that, you know, it's a long-running complaint that, you know, the NPCs from a 12-year-old game at this point, almost 13. No, almost 12 actually, not almost 13, 12. That the NPCs are stupid. It's not a hidden feature, that's a fact. But it does that happens because the game is trying to keep up with you. So that's the issue. And that's solely the issue is the game is just trying to keep up, and I think I'm hopeful that in GTA 6 you won't have that as like a constant persistent thing, where if you're driving down the road in traffic, you're not going to have like a random NPC just pull out in front of you or stop the car for no reason. You know, I'm hoping that won't be the case. Pretty sure that with the new technology of the current Xbox, current PCs, PlayStation 5, whether it be the base model PS5, the Pro version of the PS5, whatever, should have the capability of giving the NPCs better driving mechanic, I guess. Now, other gamers knowing how to drive, well, that's really hit or miss, and I'm not trying to be negative about that. It kind of comes with experience. If you don't play driving games, you do shit like that. You don't play driving games. I mean, there could be plenty of reasons why you don't play driving games, and in that instance, I would say, I'd ask for your age. Mind you, this is an adult game, but we all know how many. I'm sure the player base is not 100% adult. That is an issue. Also, speaking of adult and potential adult things that might be happening, I'm not entirely sure if this is true, but I saw something that has started circulating around in social media. Now, say what you want about social media. Personally, I say it kind of goes off the deep end relatively easy. But around social media, there is some type of thing that potentially could happen with Grand Theft Auto 6, especially because of Rockstar Games, Take-Two Interactive, so on and so forth. That if you want to play GTA 6, you have to actually register your driver's license or photo identification, so that you're able to play the game. I can see where that would be like a great thing, but I could also see the downside of that. Great thing because you want the if said person does not have photo identification, doesn't have any ID whatsoever, or is straight up a child, not going to have any photo identification. It kind of not saying it makes the game safer, but it's more of a hey, listen, we're doing what we can to make sure that people under the age of 18, in some countries 21, don't play a game that they're not supposed to. I see that. I can understand that. My whole thing, but I can also see the downside is, hey, mom, dad, whoever, I want to play this game, but it needs your identification because it's an M-rated game. And that said parent would submit their identification, and little Timmy, Johnny, Stevie, Robbie, whatever, then is able to play it anyway. So that it's a double-edged sword at that point, because you're sitting there going, yay for keeping it out of the hands of younger kids, but also if your parenting's not really not saying if your parenting's not on point, but if you don't care what your children play, that's kind of not right. So like I get both sides of that argument, but I also don't want. I mean, it goes to say it's the same thing with like Call of Duty. I really would just rather play the campaigns if the campaign is any good than play multiplayer and get my head blown off by a 6-year-old. That's not. It's not really good, and that's not a good thing at all. And I really don't want to hear said 6-year-old on a headset going, "Hey, hey, I got you, hey, hey," because that's just gonna make me not want to play the game ever. So that's just my 2 cents. If you would like to comment on that topic, go right ahead in the comments. or even in the chat. Well, you know, the next muscle car or sports car or sedan that goes down to Hot Lap is going to be like a 40-minute race, and it's going to be like, why is this so slow? I've been racing supercars last few days. Oh God. Well then. Lost the windshield. That's new. My GTA Online character is getting bugs in his face. Well, my character's still wearing sunglasses, it's fine. Okay, well, I left tire mark on that guy's roof. Where are you stopping? What are you doing? Oh, shit. Okay, well. Oh, there's a Corvette. Actually, funny enough, speaking of the Corvette, this kind of, I mean, if you squint hard enough, maybe, at least the front of it almost looks like the, what is it, the Corvette XC concept and the XCR or whatever. It's supposed to be like new GT style race cars from Team Corvette. They look amazing, and it's like 2,000 horsepower. That could have been bad. Also, speaking more about the Corvette, I wonder if in one of the next DLCs, whether it's the winter one or the small little spring one for next year, even though at that point GTA 6 would be right around the corner, unless it's delayed a third time. But if the update's actually going to have like a since they brought out the D10 a few updates back, and at that point that was only they only kind of did that on the C8 Stingray and the base model C8 Corvette. I wonder if they're going to do a ZR1 in-game variant or a Z06 in-game variant of the C8 Corvette. That would be pretty cool. I don't know. Would be pretty cool. So, but only time will tell. We're not in the winter yet, and we don't even know what the winter DLC is actually going to hold, except for somebody data mined that we might be getting mansions, and it's like, oh, that only took 12 years. What would be really nice is if you could actually get rid of, like, say get rid of like 1 or 2 of your high-end apartments. You know, 3242.0.062, and that was the time for the Overflod Tyrant, and that'll do it for tonight's hot lap. Thanks for listening to me rant. I will be back tomorrow, hopefully with some more Mafia, and if not, I'll be back later on tomorrow evening, with another random car on the hot lap. Thank you very much for watching. Again, thank you very much for all the support, and I'll catch you tomorrow.